Francisco, and there are 3 guys that have taken over the plane, and they say they have a bomb. And I said, Mark, who are they? I said, Mark, I love you too. And I said, who are these guys? And then he seemed to be pulled away from the phone for a minute. And he came back on and said, it's true, as if he was trying to convince me that what he was saying was true. And I said, I believe you. Who are they? And he seemed pretty distracted, as if someone was pulling him away from the phone or something. There was something, and then the phone went dead. During the course of the conversation, he did say that he was not, he said that he was calling me from the air phone.
Hijackers on the flight. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I guess I just want you to tell the story for so many people watching right now. Just tell us what happened.
Well, a call came in Tuesday morning about 6:45 in the morning, and it was Mark. He spoke first to my sister-in-law, Mark's Aunt Kathy. He told her, Kathy, I just want to tell you that I love you all in case I don't see you again. And Kathy said, well, Mark, we love you too. Let me get your mom. And she put me on, and Mark said to me, I want to let you know that I love you. There are 3 men who have taken over the plane, and they say they have a bomb. And I asked him, Mark, I love you too. Who are these men? And he was distracted. We were interrupted, and he was on the phone about a total of 3 minutes. We were able to speak about 60 seconds. And then the phone went dead, and we were interrupted before he was able to tell me anything else. He did say that he was calling from the air phone, in other words, not using his cell phone. He did say there were 3 men. He said that they claimed to have a bomb. He didn't mention any other weapons. He did not mention that that they had hatched a plan to try to get into the cockpit to avert and thwart these men. I'm hoping that the conversation was interrupted so that he could go about doing that, and not that the assailants were attacking him right after I spoke to him. He spoke to me in a very controlled and calm voice, but I could tell he was under a great deal of duress. And my heart went out to him, and I felt very helpless, and yet I was very comforted to know that if the news had to be this bad, that he was calling me up to give it to me himself. Right after the phone went dead, we turned on the TV and realized the enormity of the problem, that Mark's problem was part of a much bigger scenario. We called the FBI and told them. They asked us questions, and I wasn't able to tell them that he had said anything about other weapons. We had not recorded the conversation, couldn't identify any of the voices in the background. It was just Mark telling us that he loved us, telling us about the 3 men, and before he had the opportunity to give us other details about his hopes to overpower the assailants, we were cut off.
Well, you must be very proud of him, and I just want to ask you. You know, Hemingway once said, the great author, that courage is grace under pressure, and I guess your son had that.
Yes, he did. As a matter of fact, he was a big fan of Ernest Hemingway. He went and ran with the bulls in Pamplona in July, and was very proud to have located the bar where Hemingway hung out and made famous in the little town of Pamplona. He and his buddies went back there and ran with the bulls the first day. They weren't satisfied because they hadn't been gored, so they went back the second day, ran again. This time he did get some satisfaction. He was swept up and carried along for a good many yards on the horns of a bull who gored him a little, mostly grabbed him in the hoof and threw him around, and his buddies came running up afterwards.